What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Dead State. In the previous episode, I noticed that my AP was lower. I figured out what it was. It's the armor. It has a bulky modifier right here that nothing like... I feel like they should put that in red, and then underneath the armor effects, you see where it says armor effects down at the bottom of the tactical vest? I'd mouse over it, but I can't, unfortunately. It says bulky right there. I'd actually prefer it if that was written in red, and then underneath it, it said what bulky does, because I didn't notice that till just now. I thought that because they patched the game that our AP had been nerfed or something. I didn't really know, but it's actually the armor. If I take the armor off, we get our AP back, and everything is right as rain. So I'm thinking it might not be, well, I mean, if we're going to be going and fighting people, we have to go fight the coyotes at some point, but I'm thinking that for right now... Since we're just going to be doing like random zombie stuff, it might be a better idea to put something on lighter because my build does really rely on the fact that our AP is divisible by 3. It's a major issue for us. Let's see here. I know we've got other armor in here that's possibly useful. Do we have any more of those reinforced suits? Because those are great for zombies. Like, I really like those for zombies. It works out fine for me. I don't know. I could just put like the normal bullet vest back on, but frankly, that seems like it's a little bit underwhelming at this point. I prefer not to. I think that instead, that shield right there is fantastic. I might actually bring that in with me when we go to fight with the coyotes. I'm not sure what their armaments are going to be looking like. Like, most of the coyotes we fought thus far have not been that threatening. But there is the distinct likelihood. So yeah, for him, this is a way better suit of armor for right now. And in fact, if you could upgrade the motocross armor somehow by crossing it with a bullet vest or something, then it would be even better. But there it is. We got our weight back. We got our AP back. I was actually really panicking about that. I was like, where did our AP go? I was looking around in between episodes, and I was searching on the forums for it, because I was like, I figure a lot of other people would be complaining if they nerfed AP like this far into development. And nobody's complaining about it, so I was like, alright, so it's got to be something that I'm overlooking here. And then I found a random forum thread where they were talking about the bulkiness of armor reducing your AP, and that's where I was like, oh my god, we've never had this armor before, and I just kind of like slid it on and didn't even think about it. And so there it is. That was our problem. I think I'm probably just going to loot for another day or two and just sort of like wait it out and see what happens. I mean, I know that the bad guys are up in this corner somewhere, but I'm going to wait and see if somebody else reveals it to us. I mean, Regina was in the gang, so you would figure at some point she'll be like, oh yeah, it's over here, and then, you know, it is what it is. I figure maybe we should do some exploration. We've been doing a lot of like random stuff lately, and exploring seems like a decent plan. It's 3-something, so we don't really have that much time to get many more things done. Instead, it looks like the battery on our watch is really, really low. I find that to be concerning. Nobody knows what day it is either. I don't know if I've brought that up, but you can't figure out what day it is. You have to actually look at, like, the first place you ever went. So I think the first place we went on our first day is we went to Downtown Splendid, so we would know that we're on day 26 right now, since it was 25 days ago, I guess. But that's really the only way for you to know where you've been, I guess. The developer said that in the next patch they're going to put like a counter up here or something like that. Like basically they said they're going to put another LED counter either on the watch for what day it is, or they're going to put it somewhere else. But as of right now, that's the only way to check what day it is. Wild tomatoes. Don't really care about that. The things do stay there though until you use them, I think. Like the apple orchards and things. You've got like an opportunity to run. We've got a little bit of time left, so I'm not going to worry too much. The mini golf castle. I'm kind of interested, right? I have to go look. I'm too curious right now. It's a mini golf castle out in the middle of nowhere. Like, I'm imagining we're walking through an empty field and there's just like a mini golf castle sitting right here. Oh, it's actually the name of the place. Okay, so that makes more sense. I already see blood in the background, which has me concerned. The door is indestructible and locked, which means they're probably going to try and pipeline us around the back just to see what's cracking. That's alright. What's gonna be cracking is some bullets if we run into anybody back here. We will unleash the Crackin on the side of somebody's head, just like crack, crack, pow, crack, crack, pow. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, kids. You know what I mean. Let's go check some cars. We got a SUV over here. It turned off my... I've been having problems like with my recording software the last hour or so. I have no idea what's going wrong, but sincerely, trust me when I say that I've been banging my head against a wall. It looks like we just have Zeds, which I'm not that really worried about. This mini golf course seems like it would be not so good, seeing as the ground is made out of dirt. I don't know if I could mini golf on dirt. Mini golfing on dirt, there's some pretty large stones and stuff in there as well. I feel like the managerial practices for this mini golf course are probably dooming it to failure. See if I can get this zombie taken care of. There's one down right there. I'm actually going to set the katana as active because I think it does better versus these guys than a lot of the other stuff does. We have a lot of Zeds in here. I don't know what the best plan is at the moment. but I don't know what I want to do here. I mean, part of me wants to take a shot at one of them with a firearm and just make a bunch of noise so that they all come to me, so then I don't have to spend a bunch of time running them all down all over the place. The other part of me just kind of like wants to go one by one and pick through them, but that makes for kind of a boring episode because when we're picking through zombies that pose literally no threat to us at all, it just becomes like this long, drawn-out, boring process where we got to clear them all out. Anyways, I just wanted to loot a mini golf castle. I was hoping there would be a character here. It seems like the kind of place that you would get a character from. If I went to a mini golf castle in Final Fantasy, I would almost guarantee that you would get a character there. Like the goofy, childish character. Kind of like the Kate Sith. That would be the character you would get from the mini golf castle. And that's what I was hoping for. That was actually my reasoning. I'm not even joking with you right now. That was my reasoning in coming in here. I was like, oh, maybe we'll get a character. I don't know. I know that after day 30, the characters start dying, so I should really start combing places. I should stop looting, and I should just start looking for survivors, is what people have recommended. I have no ammo in my shoot gun right now. That's unfortunate. How will I shoot the shoot gun if it has no shooties? Here, reload that. Here, put more shooties inside the that's my technical term for bullets. They're shooties. There you go. So we got oh, you had cigarettes. Fun fact, died of smoking. Did not die of zombification. Died of smoking first. So there it is. That's an awesome sword right there. How badass would it be if we could like pull that out and turn it into a weapon? Just like run around with an enormous sword like the size of an entire screen. Oh, good. Vic continues his long-standing career of being the most fail character in our group by getting tackled by the first zombie he runs into. God damn it, Vic. Like, sir, it does become a minor irritation after a while. It becomes a minor irritation how fail Vic is so consistently. Like, you can't hit anything ever. You're always getting tackled and eaten by zombies, man. Like, I wish you would bring up your game just a little bit. Like, just level something up that's useful. I don't know. He's got, I think, a fireman's suit on, so unfortunately he's going to be a little bit tougher to bring down. He's got a tiny bit of resistance or something. Yeah, he's got armor from what it looks like. You're going to get bit again. Really? For 31 points of damage? What? Your bite resist is like 40%. How did you just take 31 points of damage? You are blowing my mind right now. Like, you were just shocking me with how terrible you are. Like, really? Come on, Vic. Come on, Vic. I'm about to bench you over this. Like, this is really 31 damage? Oh, Victor. Victor, what am I going to do with you, man? What am I going to do with you? You know what? Let's just draw them all in. I don't even care. Let's just draw them all in. There we go. Bring them all over. I don't even care at all. I want them to swarm all over us. And as they swarm, we shall handle them. I just want to take, like, the temptation out of my hands. I don't want to run around and gather all these guys up. I want to kill them all in one location to make my life easier. We've got plenty of shotgun shells, so technically I could just range them all down if I really wanted to. We've got like 1 million shotgun shells. That's like the one thing we have a lot of. We've accumulated quite a deal of 357s as well. Kind of debating if it's not going to be worth throwing a 357 on somebody and just like making it work. My irritation with Vic is starting to come through though. Getting tackled and then bit on back-to-back turns, and like the resistance is like, I don't think it makes sense a lot of the time. Like he seriously has like 40% bite resistance and then he takes like 40 damage from one bite. It's like, really? Like the criticals in this game seem to bypass armor, which seems sort of pointless. Like makes the armor feel like it's worthless. Like, cause even when you get tackled, sometimes you take damage. Like, I think criticals should still have their damage reduced by 40%, even though they're criticals. But they bypass in this game, from what I can tell anyways. It seems like criticals are not affected by armor. And if they are, it's definitely not like the 40 or 50% that they should be. This might have been a mistake. Now we've got to sit here and wait for the A. I'll come back when this is done, seriously. This is going to take like a decade. Alright, I'm sorry about that. We'll come on back. It took about 10 minutes. It didn't take like a super long time, but it was a longer combat than I would have wanted like on camera. I left all the looting though so that we could figure it out, although a lot of them are going to be tough to loot because they're like glitching in and out of each other. I do wish that there was a way to distinguish, like when you have multiple things on the ground, the only way you can really distinguish between them is by like carefully mousing in between the two, like so, and if you've got 3 on the ground, good luck, you aren't getting any loot out of there. You'll get the loot off like the first one, and then, I don't know, you just gotta kinda like feel it out. You'll know what I mean. If you've played the game for a little while, you get like a 6th sense for like looting off the ground like this. But it took a little while. It didn't take forever, but it was a long enough combat to where I felt like I could omit it because there was no real threat to ourselves. I think Paul got critted one time for like 35 or something ridiculous when he got bit. But we can handle that. It's unfortunate in light of the fact that like we're trying to go like for a major showdown in just a little bit with the enemy, but It's okay. I'm sure we'll be alright. Let me see if, like, he's been gutted, huh? He doesn't look gutted. He looks okay. His shirt's still intact, and, like, his tummy still looks alright. I don't think it's as bad as people make it out. I had to break out my riot baton. Usually I stick with the katana, but in this case, had to use the riot baton, strangely enough. I don't break it out very often anymore, but had to here. Can we go to the prize counter? Can we finally get that bike we never had enough tickets to get? Like, oh, that's the weakest arcade ever. This place is whack. It's no wonder they don't do any business. This place kind of sucks. They got the sword and the stone, I guess, but all they have is whack-a-mole? That's it? 2 whack-a-mole machines. The arcade generation is truly dead. The arcade generation is truly dead, my friends. It is dead. There's a Scandia down the road. Like, well, never mind, I moved. There used to be a Scandia down the road from my house. Like, I could walk to it if I'd wanted to. And I actually had an arcade card for there. I miss feeding quarters into things, though. Strangely enough, I don't like arcades nowadays, they all have these little slide card things, like these little slide credit card things, and then you pay for it when you're there. And they do that to guarantee you'll only spend the money there. Like, because once it's on your card, you can't get it back. Kind of like a shady way to do business. But at the same time, oh good, we can loot the toilet. Well, absolutely. What's more fun than looting the toilet at a child's place? Because I know exactly how accurate children can be. All my friends have kids right now, and you go to their house and their toilets look like war zones. Like, wow, man, you just not even try here? Or was this just like you were playing Little Fireman, or what happened? Like, I understand, believe me, I'm a dude, and I was a little kid at one point, but I'm just throwing it out there. You probably want to concoct some sort of, like, excuse for yourself real quick. Just something to kind of just, like, pull off some of the heat. This place actually kind of sucked. I was hoping that it would have another character. No new character. There should be a character at the mini golf place. Some psychotic guy wielding a golf club. That's who it has to be. Like a golf club ninja. A guy with like 5 golf clubs and like a bandolier on his back. And then he's dual wielding like, 2 putters that he pulled up out of here. The little rubber coated ones that they use for mini golf. Like a red one and a green one. When I was a kid, when we go to mini golf, we fight over the colors because like they wouldn't let you choose a color, or the colors would be sold out. That was the worst thing. You would get to the mini golf place and they'd be like, "So what color do you want?" And he'd be like, I want a green one because green is the superior color. It just is. Like there's no argument there. Like green is the greatest color ever designed. And so I'd be like, "Yo, I want the green one." And unfortunately, green was quite frequently sold out, which was a fact that very much sort of just tenderized my little 6-year-old heart. I rarely got the green one. The other fun part of mini golf is just waiting for other people to play. Like, that's what I remember most about mini golf after that, is mini golf is mostly you just, like, standing in line waiting to play the game. Because there's always, like, a big pile up at every single hole. And you're like, ugh. Every hole has that guy who's just, like, he won't give up and, like, take a +3 or whatever. I'm like, dude, just take the +3. You're at like a +8 right now for this hole because you just won't stop swinging at it. You just let it go. Let it go. He's like, I can do this. He's like hyper focused. He's like channeling his childhood issues, his mommy and daddy issues through the fact that he can't get the ball in the hole. Sitting there with beads of sweat on his forehead like, I can do this. Like, no, you can't, man. This is like your 30th shot. Just take the +3. Nobody's gonna call you out on it. We know you've swung like 10 times. Just take the +3. Nobody cares. It's all good. He's like, I need this. And I can't take my girlfriend to play mini golf either because I found out she's super competitive, which just doesn't blend with me because I'm super competitive too. So the shit talking starts. You'll be on like hole number 3 and you'll be like, that putt was whack. Then she fires back with some one-liner. Pretty soon the next thing you know, you're sitting in the car staring out the window, not talking to each other. Mini golf destroys families. This guy's dual-wielding knives, Craig. What's up, man? Craig. What you doing, Craig? I know I haven't unlooted somebody here. It's Paul, I think. No, Paul's been unlooted. Maybe we didn't get as much loot as I thought we got from that place. Alright, well that was a big waste of time. It's all good though. Nothing to cry about. Nothing to cry about. It'll be fine. I think that for right now what we need to do is we need to take our ass to bed because it's midnight. I'm staying up way late right now. Actually, it's not way late. I stay up till like 5 a.m. every morning, but that's because I just don't sleep. I'm a really light sleeper, and so everything wakes me up. So I might fall asleep at like 1 in the morning, but I can virtually guarantee you I'll get woke up at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. By like the cat jumping off the bed and like other random tiny stimuli, footsteps outside my window. Because our window is like 5 inches. You could probably span it with your hand from the sidewalk that runs through our apartment complex. So our bedroom window, yeah, probably about a hand's length away from, there's like a small bush, and then there's the walkway, and so drunk people get home at night and they're talking hella loud and they walk super loud, but what can you do about it? Apartment living for the win. Oh, 200 morale. Is everybody happy yet? I really feel like I've been hustling for everybody else's happiness right now. it's becoming a concern that perhaps, also, are we not stocking up gas anymore? I feel like we're not bringing home, maybe I just, where does it say where the gas we brought home is? It's got to say that around here somewhere, doesn't it? It probably said it on the previous screen, would be my estimate. Oh well, so I've been talking to people, and it seems like it would make sense for us to invest some resources into building a rec room. You know, somewhere where people can forget about the state of the world for a second. Just rec for a sec, and build them pecs. I'm thinking TV, DVD player, music, or games maybe. Always made plane travel easier. Maybe it'll help morale. Although we might want to think about soundproofing it. That whale outside can get plenty loud sometimes. Alright, I'll get on it. It's all good. So, you could have handed me over to the streeter, but you risked this whole place for me, and nobody's done that for me before, so, thanks. But I ain't here to get mushy. I'm here to give you what you earned. Here's the instructions on how to find the Coyote's main HQ. That's where Streeter will be. Probably smell his piss from the highway by now. They got guns and numbers, but they got a weakness. Coyote's got a lot of vices, and come morning, their shit is proper wrecked. You hit them first thing in the morning, and most of them won't be in any shape to fight. Anything else? Not gonna lie to you, y'all ain't much of a match for the Coyotes, even when they're shit-faced. You meet them on their turf, you better bring your best shots, bulletproof armor, and as much ammo as you can carry. We had guns all up under the floors of the clubhouse, and some of those assholes even knew how to shoot. If you got explosives, bring them. As much as I hate the bastard, Streeter is no joke. If you want to take him out, you best save your best tricks for his ass. Knowing him, he'll probably let the rest of the gang fight and mop whoever's left to face him. Personally, I'd like to be there when he goes down. I got a score to settle with him for killing my Nathaniel, and I aim to do it in a way that ain't fit for man, god, or beast to witness. Damn, son. That got dark real quick. That got biblical. Hey there, I got a favor to ask. I might have told you how I first ran into Michiru and Ryan on the bus. Thing is, I don't quite know what happened or who survived. I was hoping we could go back to where the bus attack happened and look around and see if anyone else made it. For all I know, some of the kids' family escaped. It would mean a lot to me and to Ryan. Now, where should we go? The attack happened near here. Let me mark your map. The bus driver took off before anyone else could get on the bus, so my guess is if they did survive, they might be in a nearby building. I'll find out. I'll see you later. We already went there, and we already told him that his parents were dead, so I think that's a bug, actually, but, you know, what are you going to do? It also tempts me to bring Grant along. When you're fighting sociopaths, it kind of is nice to have your own personal sociopath just along for the ride, but let's lock and load. We're going to go after him. I think today's going to be the day, and we got to handle our business. Got to handle our business. We can't just have, like, any Johnny-come-lately coming up off the street throwing threats around and just letting it occur. On the negative side, we may lose somebody. On the plus side, the beneficial side here, if we end up, maybe we should go back and kill some more of those military guys at the hospital, though, first. Like, get some more armor, maybe. Like, go back, locked and loaded for them. Get a couple more bulletproof suits of armor, because I'm willing to bet that whatever we're up against at this place, they might be strapped. I mean, none of the Coyotes we've been fighting thus far have anything bigger than 357s. But from what Regina just said, they might have, like, bigger arms than we realize. And so it might be a decent idea for us to run on in there. Let's go to the hospital first. We'll try and kill off a bit more of the military. And in so doing, we might buy ourselves a little bit of a better chance to survive when we go after the Coyotes. Let me throw that back into there. And we'll give Vic a bow as well. We need everybody to put on bulletproof armor, like right now. That's all that matters. Everybody needs a vest on their chest for right now. Let's see. I mean, this could get ugly really, really quickly. Paul, take that off. I need you to throw a vest on. Because these guys have guns, and they aren't afraid to use them. They were spraying bullets at us, so it got really, really rowdy super fast. So I prefer to keep that from a normal occurrence. Let's see here. We'll give Vic. We need him to have a bow. The shotgun didn't do anything for us against him. Honestly, the hunting rifle might. It's kind of a risk. I think we'll probably do better, though, with the crossbows and with the normal bows. I'm going to have to make a cut right here. There's a weed whacker right outside my window. Alright, I'm sorry about that. We had, like... Anyways, there's a groundskeeper here, and he was blowing right outside my window. So we got a couple minutes left in the episode. We got about 5 minutes left. And what I'm going to try and do anyways is we're going to get people kitted up to go and fight with the military at the hospital. Then on the next day, once we have the full body armor, the tactical suits, from there we're going to go back out and see if maybe we can deal with some things on our own terms. So I think that'll put us in a way better position to fight with the Coyotes. And I think that by and large, most people would be in agreement with me that having 2 suits of heavy body armor for bullets is not enough for 4 people. It seems pretty logical. It seems like that works as kind of like a hypothesis. So anyways, we need The only people that we actually need, we got Vic, you got a bow. Oh, he needs arrows. Okay, that would have been a major malfunction if we walked out without arrows. Okay, so there it is. We just need arrows because the body armor actually has 0 piercing protection. So there it is. I may also want to put somebody on crafting arrows for us for the next day, because we may want to take piercing with us too when we go to fight with the coyotes. We don't know what kind of armor they have, and thus far piercing has kind of been like the silver bullet, or the silver arrow, I guess, for all of our issues. So with the reinforced fence being where it is, I will probably have... I need somebody with decent mechanical skills. So let's take a look here. Oscar, what can you do for me, man? What can you do for me? Mechanic? No, that's not what I want. Alright, you're back on the fence, whatever. I need something like... There we go. Davis will work. Davis will work. I need somebody that can actually, like, do some stuff here for me. Where was that? It was machinist. That's where it was listed. So arrows. Yeah, I want arrows. And I want, like, lots of them. I don't know how many do we get out of this? Do we get, like, 1 arrow? It takes 8 hours to make a single arrow? Really? That's troublesome. That's troublesome right there. Didn't we make a SWAT shotgun recipe too? It doubles its ammo count, but it doesn't make it, like, any better. That's unfortunate. What does this do? A long barrel magnum. I think that that'll probably make it more accurate. I don't know. We don't have room for some of this stuff. The tire armor. What does the tire armor have? It seems pretty awesome, but, like, what does this involve? Makes it harder for the undead to chew through. The armor is mostly vulnerable to other forms, bulky and hot. It's not the most practical defense. How do I make chainmail, man? Let's make some chainmail. Who's got the 7-7 right here? Who's got the 7 science skill? I need somebody. Never mind. You go back to building the fence or whatever it was you were doing. It's all good. I'm not even worried about it right now. Were you working on the mushroom patch? You were working on the mushroom patch, weren't you? All right, go back to the mushroom patch. It's all good. I know the numbers were even before we left, but I just wanted to make sure. So as we dive into here, the goal is going to be to keep him and to keep Regina on the front lines, since that's really going to be... I should probably allocate his skill points too if we have them. Hey! Ah, the last one takes 6 points, doesn't it? Last one takes 6 points. I'd like to max out his melee. It's one of those things that seems really cool to me. I've never made a maxed out character in this game. I've made people that were like 5 or 6 points into every skill, and fairly decent at most of them. But it would be nice to have people who were just like, able to kick ass and take names. I guess arrows are one of those things that you would put everybody in your entire base onto if you wanted to produce a lot of them. So there's the Coyotes Club headquarters, but the first place we're going is to Ballinger Hospital. I don't think we can get out there by morning. You know, like, as I loaded into here, I thought about this. They might have grenades. Like, the other group didn't throw grenades at us for some weird reason. But what if these guys over here have grenades? That's a game ender right there. They can kill our entire party on their first turn if they throw grenades at us. So this might not actually be, like, a viable option. This could be sort of suicidal. So we might just have to go in with normal bullet vests and just, like, hope for the best when we go to fight the coyotes. I don't think that we have the chops. I don't know how to deal... My problem is I don't know how to deal with grenades. Like, I don't know what type of damage they deal. I don't know how to resist that damage, but I know for a fact that bullet vests did not help with it when I ran into it in my other game. So for now, I think we might have to just avoid that. I thought about it right as we came in. So if they got grenades, that's going to be a big, big, big issue. So let's avoid that altogether. It might be a waste of time. Let's go have a look at the Coyotes Clubhouse, I guess. We'll go in loaded for bear and maybe hoping that we can deal with this. We'll see what else we can unlock along the way, too. This is way out here, too. This is going to be a long trip back home. We might not make it. It might be a little bit weird. The Dayman Karate Studio. Might have to check that out too. Alright, let's see what's going on here. I have no idea how this is going to go down. We probably want to play it real careful. Oh, look. Another Tasty Ted's Family Restaurant. Tasty Ted's been opening up them franchises. Tasty Ted's getting that money. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. Get paid. Get paid. We'll grab these right here because they're useful to us. I would like everybody else to swap into their bows, just in case. Since I'm not sure what we're going to be up against here. I'm going to try and keep our armored guys up in the front since, you know, I want them to be tanking as much of this as we can. Looks like they got a fenced-in area right here. They live on Oak Street, huh? Okay, so they got AKs. Looks like they have AKs, and they don't have any armor, though. That's the real pivotal point. somebody with an AK can be dropped over the course of one turn if they don't have armor. So they might deal a little bit of damage, but the real thing here is that, even though they'll deal a little bit of damage, they're going down on the first turn. Definitely, 100%. So I guess we'll start picking people off in these outside buildings. This seems like a decent point at which to break off the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Dead State. I look forward to seeing you all in the future. Take care out there, everybody. I do.